Leeds Point sits in Galloway Township, Atlantic County, New Jersey, on the fringe of the Pine Barrens, a tangled sea of pitch pines, cedar swamps, and cranberry bogs that have hidden secrets for centuries. The settlement and the nearby Leeds family cemetery are real places where isolation, marsh gas, and colonial hardship helped breed local folklore. Traditional accounts identify Deborah Mother Leeds and date the Jersey Devil's origin to 1735. They say she cursed her 13th child, which transformed into a winged, hoofed, goat-like demon with a horse-like head and bat wings. That grotesque image sets the stage for the panic that erupted in January 1909. Local lore casts Deborah Mother Leeds as a grim, ornery matriarch of Leeds Point. According to tradition dated to 1735, she cursed her 13th pregnancy and watched the newborn change into a winged, hoofed creature. Versions vary. Some say she was accused of witchcraft and spat a curse in the meeting house. Others say she begged God for mercy and was answered by a demonic birth. Some accounts list 12 children, others 13, and some place the incident at the Leeds family farmhouse by the cemetery. Those inconsistencies did not stop the story from hardening. Subscribe. Maybe it would have stopped the rumor mill. 19th century county histories, travelers' recollections, and oral testimonies gathered at gravesides and in taverns stitched fragments together into a canonical origin. Archival clues, family records, 18th century gravestones, and newspaper retellings show how whispered rumor became legend and set the stage for the panic that followed in 1909. Throughout the 1800s, the Leeds Point tale persisted in Galloway Township and throughout Atlantic County, surfacing as eerie campfire lore, cemetery whispers, and footnotes in local histories. Into the early 1900s, it even bled into local newspapers and Philadelphia broadsheets as reporters chased sensational copy. 19th century travelers and later collectors like Henry Charlton Beck recorded intermittent sightings, shrill night cries, cloven prints, and mutilated poultry that fed a ravenous appetite for the grotesque. Sensational storytellers and dime journalists embroidered each account, turning rumor into expected menace. Investigators suggested mundane causes, misidentified owls or sandhill cranes, escaped zoo or circus animals from traveling menageries, or deliberate hoaxes staged by pranksters or land speculators. Police logs, farm complaints, and newspaper queries piled up, sharpening public fear and pointing toward a crisis that would explode in January 1909. In January 1909, the Leeds Point legend erupted into a febrile wave of reported sightings across South Jersey and in Philadelphia newspapers. Contemporary accounts dispatches, eyewitness letters, and breathless columns recorded farmyard attacks, cloven prints, and a shrieking winged figure described as goat-like with a horse-like head and bat wings, emitting a sulfurous stench. Eyewitnesses ranged from farmers to hotel clerks. Newspapers printed names and panic spread. Communities organized searches, police, farmers armed with shotguns, and volunteer posses combed marshes, cranberry bogs, and the Leeds family cemetery. Night vigils, boarded windows, and frantic letters to editors heightened the fear. Contradictions multiplied times, locations, and descriptions conflicted. Footprints varied, and measurements disagreed, and no carcass, specimen, or verifiable physical evidence ever emerged. Mutilated poultry were blamed in some reports, but expert examiners suggested foxes or hoaxers, leaving the region on edge for what would come next. In January 1909, a media firestorm erupted. The Philadelphia Inquirer and other South Jersey papers ran screaming headlines as farmers, police, and posses converged on Leeds Point Cemetery and nearby cranberry bogs, hunting a winged, hoofed abomination said to emit a sulfurous stench. Night vigils and boarded windows amplified the panic. At the height of the search, men fanned the marshes expecting a grisly specimen. Then testimony began to fall apart. Footprints contradicted one another. Reported times did not match. Mutilated poultry had plausible predator explanations, and some newspapers printed hoax confessions only to retract them later. With no carcass or conclusive evidence, officials and editors were forced to confront the frenzy they had helped create. After January 1909, a wave of panic enshrined the Jersey Devil as a grotesque fixture of American folklore, forever tying Leeds Point to a sinister reputation and drawing curious visitors to the Leeds family cemetery. The Philadelphia Inquirer's sensational coverage helped spark media amplification and mass hysteria, turning local rumors into a national obsession. Today, the devil still haunts pop culture, from the NHL's New Jersey Devils to horror films and cryptozoology expeditions. A reminder to communities and skeptics of how myth, memory, and media keep old legends alive.